Oh, okay. I'm going to go live on TikTok as well. All right, I am live on TikTok. Thank you, Will. Happy to be back. Happy to be back? We'll see. Observations. Hello, Redemption. Let's see. I am live on TikTok as well, so hello, Al Sadiq. Thank you for that heart. I don't know entirely. I was gone all of last week, and then yesterday I just didn't announce this. I took my kids to an amusement park, and so I haven't really had much of an opportunity to look at charts. I looked at some charts with on Monday, and I gave some thoughts on Monday, thinking that Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP looked bottomed out. Now, hopefully, that is what holds its support. That's my mindset at the moment. Hello, Rudy, and hello, Juan. He dumped while you're off, but had a decent bounce yesterday. Yeah, that's really difficult for me with HEEHEE. It's like, if ever I'm not active, HEEHEE goes down. You know, my son was born in January. HEEHEE dumped hard while I took a week off. And then I was gone on a mini vacation last week and HEEHEE dumped. And so it's like I would love for it to be able to at some point to stand on its own. But we'll see. And then yesterday, one wallet bought over $30,000 worth of HEEHEE. So, I'm mostly happy about that. I don't know who this wallet is, who this person is, what their intentions are. So what do we make of that? Hopefully they don't exit as aggressively as they entered. But if they do hold on, that wallet will be worth $1 million one day. Yes, way Jose. Hello, winning bullish, crabbish right now. In general, I'm bullish. Yeah, I mean, I think worst case scenario would be the next month and a half would just be down or sideways, and then the next rate cut comes in, and markets get a little bit, and maybe even ending of quantitative tightening. Markets heat up a little bit after that. And then, fourth quarter of the year is usually really exciting. So, made the HEEHEE mistake before, fee too high. What are you talking about? You must have bought the wrong HEEHEE. HEEHEE. James says you have different perspective on the market than him. Right now I do. We're very aligned on a longer timeline, but I am a bull right now and he's a bear. And he said Ethereum, the peak for Ethereum is going to be $2,700, and we've gotten as high as $3,900. So, for the moment, we have been very aligned, but for the moment we're in a different position. Momo, what's Momo? I don't know what you're asking. If you aren't in Pulse Chain, you are missing out. I have some Pulse Chain, haven't really done it. It hasn't really done anything. Your perspective change daily. No, it doesn't, Kavachi. What are you talking about? Give me an example of my perspective changing daily. I think your problem is that, I have constantly had more of a trader's mindset, and you're not factoring in the time frames. All right, so time frames, okay? For now, for the remainder of this year, I've been, ever since the stock market put in a new all-time high, I have changed my bias for the rest of this year, and I'm a bull for the rest of this year. But then on smaller time frames, I may be bullish or bearish. So yeah, foregone questions on Uniswap. Yeah. All right, I still have 5% stables. Could you give some entries on spot? Give me a few minutes. Let me just get some questions here. Some other comments, because I'm gonna need to answer that question over time. I have not looked at charts. I looked at charts on Monday, didn't look at any charts yesterday. So over the course of this live stream, I'll probably be able to answer that question. Always fading pulse chain. P-die is about to explode 10,000x. Wow, that's crazy. Pudgy Penguin, how far its market cap can go? I'm very bullish on Pudgy Penguin. I don't have a prediction for market cap. Nothing's changed with, I made a video on Pengu. I do think it's probably forming like a cup and handle pattern here. So it looks like it's at a good level to enter. Richard Hart beat the SEC. Okay, no more pulse chain. Come on, man. XRP to the moon. XRP to $8.92. What it do? Do you think Sol will ever become irrelevant? I mean, what's the time frames here? If we're talking about 50 years from now, I could see there being something that, 10 years from now, I think Solana will still be relevant. Are you bullish short term for August, September? Oh, 3 to 4 years. I am bullish. I don't know what to say to that. September is historically not a good month. All right, but I'm a bull right now. Okay, and does right now mean today? Today can go wherever the wind leads us, but like I'm saying, maybe this Kovaci guy saying that I change my mind all the time. Worst case scenario, in my opinion, is that we chop or go down until the rate cut in September. They will cut rates in September this time. So, yeah, I am live on YouTube. People think Pudgy can overtake Doge. No, that's not happening. Are you still doing Liberty Pool with HEEHEE? What's Liberty Pool? I don't know what you're asking. Bullish on Pundle? Absolutely. Absolutely bullish on Pundle. Let's see. Brett. Last I checked, Brett is holding up pretty well. Yeah, it's holding up pretty well. I like Brett here. So, where do we go on Brett? I think we're gonna go higher for sure. At the worst case, I'd say a move up to 15 cents. So, Vet is looking so boring recently, which I know is good. VeChain. Yeah, guys, live on YouTube, World War Bitcoin. Yeah. I mean, VeChain, could you say it started a downtrend? Maybe. Absolute worst case scenario would be a move down to 0.019. Oh, liquidity pools. Yeah, I have some HEEHEE and liquidity pools. It's just like, it's not moving, there's not enough volume, not moving super hard. But when that time comes, yeah, I'll be buying I'll be doing that thing with the liquidity pools. Yeah, no foregone yet. How much should you diversify in crypto? I don't know. Just it depends on a lot of things, like how much time do you have? Are you a family man or woman? Do you have lots of children like me? But, do you have a full-time job? I would say if I were to crunch some numbers right now, I'm probably like 50-50 in stocks and crypto. And it helps me sleep better at night. Let's see. What's the number one indicator you are watching? JN, what do you mean? I could say the 200-day moving average. I could say stochastic or regular RSI. There's no go-to indicator. I could say Bollinger's. AOs, what's up with AOs? I'm not super high on the AI cryptos. Now, AOs is probably at a good level to get in right now. Whether that's for a short-term pump or it seems like it's forming a higher low. Short-term or maybe, for the next leg. AOs looks pretty good, but yeah, not super bullish on AI. Let me look at Caspa. Caspa's all right. I mean, Caspa's actually looks a lot like AO's chart. It's all right. I hold some Caspa. This seems like a decent level to get in. Oh, man. Redemption. If you didn't know, High Grounds is foregone. So foregone is in the house asking about Uniswap. Where should I long Uniswap? Please help, bro. Hey, Foregone, I saw your comment on my YouTube channel about being silent yesterday. I was at an amusement park with my kids. So my goodness, man. You're the worst. I don't know. I don't know what to say here, Foregone. It clearly got rejected at 983. I don't think it's going to put in a lower low. I would just set, let's just say we had some kind of scary moment, I don't know, we're going to have World War III for the 28th time. How about you set a limit order at $7.86? I'm not saying it's going to go there, but could it? Sure. Lots of alts look like Caspa and Vet. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not in love with a lot of these altcoin charts at the moment. But this could all just be an ABC correction. I mean, looking at total 2, the total crypto market cap, you could see an ABC playing itself out here. A, B, C. And so what I'm hoping now is just a higher low is forming and that we're going to be rocketing off. There is a chance that this could be the beginning of a downtrend. You got to keep that in mind. I don't think so, but I'm open to all kinds of possibilities. And I know some of you don't want to hear that. It's just, this is, you have to take into consideration every possibility. And there is a possibility that we are at the early stages of a downtrend. I don't think so. I don't think so. A couple of influencers have been saying NEAR is looking kind of blah for upside now. What? I've never been amazingly super excited about NEAR. I don't know what they're looking at that would make them all that excited. I mean, I think NEAR is going to do fine with everything else, but I don't own any NEAR and I'm not going to. TAR's AI price prediction. Nothing's changed from my videos, it's going to go higher. I don't have a specific price prediction though. 115.8, invalidate the bearish case of a reclaim, and a reclaim of 121K will open the doors for 135K possibly. Yeah, I could see that. Stacy AI Sport about to take off. Cool. Hello, Randy. Can you please take a look at MLN versus USD on Kraken Exchange for full chart? MLN. Man, you're very specific instructions, okay? The Kraken chart on the weekly time frame. Okay. No thank you on the daily, and no thank you on the weekly. My goodness. What about this would make me want to buy this? This looks dead. When was this launched? This was launched in 2018, 2017? Yikes. Okay. I mean, at least it's higher than its bear market bottom from the 2019, 2020 bear market bottom. Foregone, man. I do not think that man, you are the worst. No, I'm not going to respond. If you're going to exit and enter my live stream and beg me to look at Uniswap, man. And then you just the question, I have to correct you with your question because that wasn't the answer that I gave you. What amusement did you visit? Was it fun? Holiday World in Santa Claus, Indiana. NEAR looks like vet as well. Okay. Pudgy Penguin video game coming out in a week, pump or market indifference. I don't know. I mean, what's that? I'm assuming that that's just a video game. I mean, Pudgy Penguins is pretty mainstream. So I don't think that has anything to do with the crypto, which makes me think that I don't think that that's going to cause that. That helps improve mind share. That's something, but that's more on a broader perspective. Okay, it's more on a broader perspective. That doesn't have a direct impact on the price. So, and I didn't know anything about that. I don't know how many people knew much about that. So, Aptos. I mean, there's nothing crazy, nothing. Just confused why you think it will dip that hard. High ground, foregone. I don't think it will dip that hard. Man, sorry, I'm done with you for this live stream. I can't do this today. Foregone. That's the problem. That's the problem. That even though you're joking, you assume certain things that I'm just not talking about, man. Oh my goodness, this guy. I mean, you guys know he's been in my live stream for months. Even when he's joking, he drives me crazy. All right, so Aptos there's nothing crazy. I mean, all these like 2023, 2024 utility cryptos with high inflation, they just they all look terrible. Aptos is one of them. I'm sure Optimism looks the same. It's like they all expected, they were created to take advantage of this mother of all bull runs that didn't come in 2025, that they were going to cash out and treat you as exit liquidity, and now their charts look like a disaster. You know, Optimism, same deal. Aptos, bullish on RWA for the rest of the year. I don't know. I want to see something. I want to see some sign of life first before I jump in on that boat. For me, it's all about OGs and utility. OGs with good tokenomics and meme coins. That's all I'm touching right now. I'm not touching any other sector, especially ones with bad tokenomics. That might change at some point. I just haven't seen any evidence to deviate from that plan. So I have like, you know, Aave. I think I have some VeChain. That's kind of where I've landed. You know, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, obviously. Will DeFi rally this time too? I don't know. Are you touching Turbo? I don't own any. I don't have any issues with Turbo. He does the same thing in every one live streams. Yeah, pretty much. What about AI16Z? I could see AI16Z doing fine. Yeah. Then block him. No, let's argue, bro. I'll be honest with you. There's something I kinda respect about the fact that I rip on him as hard as I do, and he keeps coming back. That I'm not going to block him. All right, let's see. I bought the recent XRP dip. Do you see it retesting these lows, or was that a gift? That was a gift. I don't think it's going down to 277 again. I think you did it perfectly, JN. I talked about that in a short form video where XRP had a beautiful weekly close at 294. And so that wick went much deeper than I thought it was going to go, but it was a wick. It was bought up aggressively. Still independent, absolutely, yeah. All right, guys, I'm live on YouTube. World War Bitcoin. I'm at the point right now where I can't answer every question on TikTok, but I can on YouTube. World War Bitcoin. Did you get on a troll? I have no idea what that is. What do you think of LCX and its rumored expansion into the USA? I don't care, really. I don't know. You know, LCX, I tend to think it's just going to do what it normally does, which is just bore you to death and then pump really hard. So you blocked everyone who criticized your project. Skeeks. Okay, I blocked everyone who criticized HEEHEE. I'm not going to deny that. You know, here's the deal. What's the criticism? Are you calling it a rug pull? If you're going to call it that, knowing that that I am like $50,000 in the hole with HEEHEE and that I've given my entire life to that, I have no tolerance for that. What are you going to say about it? There's certain things that, yeah, you're just going to get an instant block, no doubt. So, you know, it's there were a lot of things that have come with being the face of a meme coin that I was naive when I launched it. You know, remember that there was that guy who he launched Zerebro, and there were rumors that he unalived himself, but he didn't apparently. And I remember when I heard that, I mean, Zerebro did very well. When I heard that, I was like, man, that sucks, but I understand. But I'm thankful that that wasn't true, because it's like, you know, whenever some random person sells a bunch of the crypto that I founded, people get mad at me, as if I had anything to do with that. So yeah, I do have a very short, and I make no apologies. No way you made HEEHEE coin. HEEHEE. All right, goodbye, Skeeks. You know, people tried to warn you. No one tried to warn me. Yeah, goodbye. You're done. People tried to warn you. People tried to warn me that I created a security after I launched it. What was I going to do? It went up to a $60 million market cap, and then all of a sudden, people are like, "Hey, man, you got to talk to a lawyer." So, what do you think of the Axelar chart? Interoperability in general. Interoperability, that's like a fancy buzzword to get people excited about crypto. Axelar chart looks okay. It's another one of those new utilities. At least, you know, I do think it's forming a higher low here. Well, at least we got that. So, ARC block $4 realistic. Yeah, maybe. I mean, ARC block. This 200-day moving average has been a nightmare for ARC block. I mean, look at it. It's been what, a year? Yeah, a year of just constantly getting rejected at the 200-day, looking like it's going to break through. So, on the other side of the 200-day, actually break through and hold it as support, I'll be much more interested in ARC block. So, bet on the jockey, not the horse. HEEHEE. There we go. AI16Z could be $2. I don't know. I'm not going to look at the chart. That's why I was confused. I thought you meant the cat meme. Yeah, not the cat meme. No. No. Remember RCD? Yeah, remember RCD. He gave up within a couple weeks because it went to $1 million, and then it went down to 200,000. He's like, "Oh, I didn't expect this to happen," and then he pulled the plug. That was terrible. API 3. What about it? You know, another one, 200-day getting rejected there. Another one that's probably forming a higher low here. So, what's HEEHEE's all-time high? $60 million. Yeah, $60 million market cap. 6 cents. So, how many percent of XRP, ETH, and Bitcoin should I buy? I think I need more information, Mr. Akram. What do you mean? You know, I guess at this point in the cycle, it's hard to say. What you got to know is that you're not buying for long-term holding any crypto right now, even Bitcoin. If I were to buy Bitcoin for the first time right now, I would not have a mindset that I'm going to be holding this long-term. I would have a mindset that I'm going to get something like a 30 to 40% gain. And then I would buy Bitcoin in the bear market and hold that for forever. Thank you guys for those gifts, by the way. Are you DCA big or sitting on the sidelines? I've been mostly in for months now. Ethereum Classic back at an entry level. Again, for those on TikTok, I'm live on YouTube. My YouTube channel is World War Bitcoin. I cannot respond to every question on TikTok, but I can on YouTube. 200 day, yeah, good level of support there. Man, if I wish I saw this a couple of days ago, because bounced perfectly off the 200 day. But then also there's a couple other levels here that if it wicked below, it would have bounced off of those levels. $18.46 I think is a perfect entry. Not saying it's going to get there though. So I think it's at a good entry right now. Pengu needs to do something. No, it doesn't. It's done a lot lately. Okay, give it some time. Give it some time. And Ziomo, I'm about to block you, man, or mute you. You're spamming way too much. It looks to me like it's forming a cup and handle. So, chop for the rest of the month. Where do you see things for the remainder of the year? I'm bullish. So, guys, listen. I'll give you a specific price target: $8.92 for XRP. And if XRP gets that high, then a lot of altcoins are going to do very well. A lot of altcoins at this point would outperform XRP. So, and I think that would all happen this year. Now, this month, there's only really one person that I pay attention to, and if I disagree with him, I'm like very hesitant to do so, and that's the blockchain backer. Blockchain backer thinks it's all going to happen within the next month or two. You know, by the end of September, we'll be done. And so I hope he's right. I'm so tired of this. You know, I just want, if it's going to happen, thank you, Luxury Cigar Reviewer. If it's going to happen, I'm tired of waiting, you know, and I know a lot of people are setting their hopes on November, December. That seems like I could see it being a thing where if we're going to reach certain levels, $155,000 Bitcoin, new all-time high for Ethereum, you know, $8 XRP, some meme coins really, really exploding. If we're going to do that, if everyone's expecting November, December for that, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened sooner. You know, everyone's mentally gearing up, but if it happens sooner, but then everyone on the day of the peak, let's say we peaked in September, October, like everyone's like, oh, bro, we still have another couple months of this, and then boom, the rug gets pulled. That wouldn't shock me at all. So, but I'm just along for the ride. All I'm saying right now is I'm a bull. And there's probably going to be a day when I'm a bear, and a lot of you are going to get really upset with me. So, anyway. Is the gaming narrative dead this bull run? You know, Bunny24, I was never too excited about gaming. I did a deep dive into crypto gaming in 2021. And what I saw was just, it was trash. It was absolute trash. And so what we were going to do is just hype it up, and then it was going to be a huge pump and dump, the entire narrative. There's no crypto gaming. There's no legit crypto gaming. I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but crypto gaming has a long way to go before they get anywhere near normal gaming. So... Algorand, I think you are great, serious, and legit. Thank you, Miss Stardust. I mean, Algorand, you know, I don't hold any Algorand, but I'm not opposed to it, especially at this level here. That looks like a good entry. If XRP is going to go to $8, Algorand's going to outperform XRP. Algorand's going to do great. It's just, man, it's frustrating, you know? It just goes up so violently, and then it just fizzles out. So, thank you, Ben Yoder. Yeah, foregone. I muted you on YouTube, and so you think you're going to come on TikTok? Good luck with that. Goodbye. V-Chain prediction? I don't know, man. Beyond its 2021 peak, that's all I'll say. How high? Sorry, not 2021 peak, 2024 peak. So I think it peaked at 10 cents in 2024. Good to see you back. Where do you see Many U Epic? I don't know what that is. How high will Link go in your opinion? Not a new all-time high, but you know, there's a couple X's or an X or two. I don't know. So, yeah, Chainlink. Yeah, I just mentioned that. ETH all-time high prediction. I just think it's going to hit a new all-time high. I'm not going to give any specific prediction. Love that theory. Would make perfect sense with how market makers have been playing this. Yeah. How do you see August playing out for blue chips? I'm pretty agnostic. I am a bull right now, you know. under the Shiba Inu ecosystem. Okay. You think meme coin season is over? No. If the market gets really hot, which again, I am now of a mindset of blow off top, I think meme coins are going to do very well. Let's see. John Mark, thanks for the follow. TARS already, I mean, I'm still bullish on TARS. I don't have any perspective. Do you have any Pinlink? I still haven't bought back in on Pinlink, no. Do you normally sell all your crypto or keep some? I'll keep some Bitcoin. I'll keep all my Bitcoin probably, unless it gets really, really high. But like guys, I'm selling everything. I am selling everything. I don't care if I am a bag holder. If I miss it entirely, I'm selling all of my altcoins. This time around, just guys, I was an economics major in college, and I did not necessarily pursue a career in economics, but I always had a love of economics. And what I'm telling you is like, I'm just not. I'm not excited about what the future, what the, you know, so 2025, maybe into 2026, I think we'll be okay. Man, I think it's going to get pretty rocky here, especially looking at the bond market. So IMX and Beam not looking good for the end of the year. They can do fine. I mean, IMX has terrible tokenomics. They can do fine. I have no objection to necessarily holding those. I'm just saying they're not going to outperform the market like people are thinking, I don't think. How about DCA Solana? Why would you DCA Solana? Solana's just the gas for the meme coins, man. You know, I mean, Solana's at 166. It's how much higher than its bear market bottom. It was at $7 in the bear market. You know, Solana might get to 300. Something like that. Sure. You want to DCA Solana? When is ADA and VET going to pump? ADA sooner than VeChain. You know, Cardano will be one of the first movers. And man, I wish I was paying attention to this chart. Another one got into a liquidity zone. Do you think the market will sell off rate cuts or buy them since cut means bad economy? I think a cut in September. So it's really interesting how this is playing itself out. Remember, last September was the first rate cut. September 18th was the first rate cuts. And my hypothesis, which kind of played itself out, but then we had a V-shaped recovery. My hypothesis was that we were going to pump. Thank you, Luxury Cigar Reviewer. That we were going to pump for like 2 months, and then that was going to be the peak. And 2 to 4 months. I said a 2 to 4 month window, and that was going to be the peak. And we peaked in December and then went down pretty hard. And so I could see the same thing playing itself out this time around because, you know, instead of continuing to cut rates, we just went flat, which was actually, I would say, a good sign. That's similar to what happened in the 90s. Is in the 90s, they started cutting rates, but then paused, and then we had the roaring 90s. But so it is a sign that there's some weakness, but historically what has happened when they first cut rates after a long time of not doing anything really is that we would see a little bit of a pump, or not a little bit, a decent pump, and then crash hard. So maybe we're just going to repeat last year. Maybe that's exactly what's going to happen. I don't know. I mean, but I think what happens after those first rate cuts in September would be some kind of a pump. But, you know, if the crypto market, if the blockchain backer is right and the crypto market pumps hard in August and September, I'm not even going to mess around. I'm exiting. So how about Injective and Near? I already mentioned Near. Near will pump when everything else pumps. Injective, 1292. Injective looks better than a lot of other charts right now. I could see its current level holding. Guys, I'm looking at like a lot of these charts. It's a little bit of a gamble, but I like the value of these cryptos right now. So as I'm looking at more and more of these charts, that's kind of the thing that I'm seeing here. is like, I like the entries. What meme coin you bought? Man, Arkham, you're asking some just very basic questions. Crypto's like Gala, not worth holding. I don't like Gala, but if I was an owner of Gala, I'd hold on to it. Can you briefly explain how each layer 1 takes of one after another? What? I don't know. I don't know what you're asking. Are you going to DCA out of the market starting next month? I'm going to DCA. I'm going to exit the market when the market gives me a sign to exit. I don't have a timeline in place. You know, the mindset has been consistently, I'm following the lead of the market. But I think we're nearing the end stages. So, and that end should look like a move up. And hopefully, you know, you guys don't get too greedy on that move up if that's what happens. In the short vet video you mentioned you bought it, you thought it could get to the 618 retrace from 2021 peak or even go to all-time highs. Yeah, that seems about right. Syrup thoughts. I don't know. I think it's more of a gamble for Syrup. Ah, man, I don't know what to make of this chart. I mean, it was very clearly in an uptrend, and then it got kind of ugly for a bit. I do wonder if this is a double bottom and that this is actually a good entry for Syrup. It's just too new. You know, it's too new for me to really give any specific thoughts on it. I've been buying Pengu, cup and handle. Up the Rismus. Rismus, guys. You guys, some of you have been laughing at me for months. Look at the Rismus chart, RIZZMAS. You know, I saw it crossed a $4 million market cap today. All-time high is like 9 figures. And the reason why the chart is so strong is that a lot of people are buying into it knowing that it will pump hard leading into Christmas. I would not hold a dime of Rismus on Christmas Day. I would sell before. But I still need to buy more, man. I wanted $10,000 worth of it. I know that's crazy. That sounds crazy, I'm sure, but I've seen absolutely dead Christmas themed meme coin projects pump into Christmas. Like zero anything. Like DEAD dead, and they still pump. Looking smart, bro. Thanks. If you're talking about my glasses, I got hit in the eye. I played racquetball yesterday. Got hit square in the eye, like right in the eye. It was brutal. My eye's in pain right now. That's why I'm wearing glasses, not contacts. That was brutal. And then I took my kids to Holiday World. It hurt a lot more waking up this morning than it did yesterday. So, is Zebek a scam or legit? I think there's potential with Zebek. Now, I remember when it was pumping really hard. Oh man, this chart looks. That looks good. So I don't care if it's a scam or legit. I mean, 99% of crypto is a scam. You guys know that by now, right? I hope you know that. 99.9, maybe even 0.9% of crypto is a scam. And I'm not talking even about the millions and millions of meme coins. So whether or not it's a scam, I don't care. What I care about is the chart, and I like this chart. Now that I'm looking at it, I really like the chart. So, how many trillion entire market do you think we're incoming? I'd say like 5 to 7 trillion. I don't get your lives anymore. Is this a new channel? My main Water Tiger, my main channel got banned because there's this one guy who's going after everybody and then demanding ransom, and people are actually paying him. And so that only is energizing him. And so I'm trying to get my main account back. I think I will. But this is my personal account. And so hit the follow on this channel. I've had this channel for just as long as I've had my main account. Do you know what happened to Crypto Granny? It seems like a guy now is running Bougie. I have no idea. And I own like $60 worth of Bougie. So I hope it does well. Is Fetch AI still worth holding? I'd hold on to it, yeah. Thank you for the follow, fake Coach JV. I don't want to miss the exit. I probably will out of greed. Don't miss it. All right, so Bitcoin's pumping. I'm looking at the Zebek chart. What's up with Bitcoin? Yeah, 114.7, 114.8. That's good. You know, I made a video on Monday on my YouTube channel, World War Bitcoin. You got to go there and hit the subscribe. Actually, it published yesterday, and I called bottom. I said the bottom's in. As of right now, I still think the bottom is in. That what we saw over the weekend was the bottom. And I looked at the XRP chart, the Ethereum chart. I was really encouraged. This was after 10 days of not looking at charts. I was really encouraged by what I was seeing. And I was seeing lots of confirmation between those three cryptocurrencies that we had bottomed out over the weekend. Whether that's whether you buy that dip and ride it for a short-term pump or we're riding to new all-time highs now, I don't know. But like it made a lot of sense to have bought crypto over the weekend. Or WR pump August and September realistic. How much? Oh man. I don't know, man. Bitcoin 115. Mid caps, low caps. I'm just along for the ride. I'm sorry. I would love to tell you, 5 to 10x. Why is the SEC still refusing to drop the appeal? I don't know. Yeah, Bunny, I have no idea. Alex, have you already spoke on SHIB? Thank you, Sandy and NYC Diesel for the follow. Altcoin season. Oh, man. I'll just say this. Ethereum is the name of the game right now, and Ethereum looks really good, especially in comparison to Bitcoin. That's what we want right now. And then after that, there's a possibility, a likelihood even, that other altcoins would then take center stage and Ethereum would kind of fade to the background. And I hope that it goes through the entire cycle of all the altcoins going crazy. But there's a certain sector of altcoins that I just do not want to touch no matter what. And that is these utility altcoins that were launched in 2023 and 2024 with terrible tokenomics. So I regret buying Prime, hoping to get back to all-time highs and sell it. Echelon Prime, I don't mind Echelon. Oh, never mind. Yikes. Oh, gosh. I don't know what to say to you, Tom. Sorry. That chart looks terrible. Will it get to an all-time high? $28? I don't think so, man. Oh. Have I already spoke on SHIB? Brad, I have not spoken on SHIB. Here's my general mindset with Shiba Inu. I think it's just a face in the crowd now. There were a lot of things about Shiba Inu that appealed to me about SHIB for this bull run. And that was that it was listed on Robinhood. That's a big one. One of the few meme coins listed on Robinhood. Thank you, Miss Stardust. And now there's, Robinhood's been listed with a bunch of other cryptos, including a lot of meme coins. So I think there's just too many options now. Good entry for LCX. Old fella, I don't really do TA on LCX. LCX just, maybe now, the thing that I say about LCX, it'll bore you to death and then pump really hard. And I think LCX will do the same thing. HEEHEE, already mentioned HEEHEE a bunch. Do you think Pump Funds token is actually going to have any value? There's some creative things they could do. Here's the advantage. I don't know what to say about Pump.Fun, like buying the token. It's brand new. But Pump.Fun makes a lot of money. They make money hand over fist. And so if they're smart, which I don't know if they are, I've talked to the founder of Pump.Fun. He seemed like an okay dude, but he was a young guy in his 20s. So that always scares me. It's like, do you know what you're doing? Do you know how to run a business? You created something that caught like wildfire, but do you know how to run a business? And so Pump.Fun, if they're smart, they can do a lot of things with their revenue to cause the price of that token to go crazy. Like, one thing that everyone sleeps on Tron, but here's the deal with Tron. They make money. And Tron had a better bear market than almost every other crypto, including Bitcoin. I think Tron might have actually had the best bear market. And the reason why is because they make money. And they're able to do a lot of really interesting things with their project because they make money. Now, that's not one that you buy expecting it to 100x. Absolutely not. But pump it up. I hold Near, Injective, ICP, Aptos, Arrow, Say, Flux, and FET in equal percentages. Can this portfolio realistically average an 8 to 10x in return? No. Oh, realistic guys, give me can my portfolio realistically 8 to 10x, and then you have all these highly inflationary cryptocurrencies in your wallet. My goodness, that's such a 2021 question. In 2021, I would have looked at that and been like, knowing crypto historically, I would have been like, oh yeah, baby, you're gonna make so much money. You're gonna buy an island in the Maldives. In 2025. Forget about it, man. You're stuck in 2021. It's teen. It's you need to travel to 2025. You still hold Bepe? I do not right now, but I will at some point. Pump is on another level this week. Is Pump? Yeah, Pengu's still a good buy. Yes, very bullish on Pengu still. Breaking hearts out there. Yeah. Real guys, there is no such thing as a realistic. And what's the time frame? You're asking me a realistic 8 to 10x. Get out of here with that nonsense. Realistic. Oh yeah, Pump. You know what? I mean, it looks like it's done. It looks like that initial sell-off is over. Pump.Fun's coin looks pretty good right now. So. Have you covered XRP yet? I don't really have much to say about XRP. I did make a short form video on my backup account on TikTok here, WWBTC5. And I said, I'm convinced that Saturday, Sunday was the bottom. And now I think XRP, it's a good one to be holding. Do you like or have TARS AI? I like TARS AI. I don't have any right now, but I'm going to, buy back in. Render price prediction. Yeah, maybe 2 to 5x best case. Render, again, AI had its run already. The huge gains with Render. I mean, some AI cryptos hit new all-time highs in 2023. So it's not like I'm sitting here like, oh man, oh baby, let's get into Render. Yeah, most don't know the inflation or research before buying though thing. Alex is why they don't know. Yeah, I know. And I'm still going to make fun of them, Brandon. AI 6. Oh, all right. Ziomo, you're done. You can come back tomorrow. And please, you've got to stop spamming like that. I've warned you about that. Blue Zell, RWA, right? Are you bullish? Yes, I am. The chart looks terrible. I'm just DCAing arrow and render now. All right. I don't know what to say about this chart. This chart looks like a disaster. It looks like a cryptocurrency. Oh, wow. Blue Zell's been around for a while. You know what? Now, since it's been around since 2018, I mean, just consistently putting in lower highs. Yes, Tarz AI is backed by Solana. You know, could it put in another lower high? It's just there's nothing with the chart that makes me want to just ape into it. Are you in Ski Live on Friday morning? I have to cancel on Friday. I have to do something with my daughter's volleyball practice, unfortunately. AVAX to 100, it's possible. Thoughts on Say? Say's been doing pretty well. Say's been doing a lot better than a lot of other cryptos, which is, you know, surprising a little bit considering its new utility, highly inflationary. But plenty left in the tank for Pengu, yes. I don't think I'm looking at the Say chart right now. I don't think this is a Head and Shoulders. I don't think it's going to play itself out like a Head and Shoulders would. I like Say. You know, where do we go from here? Maybe 76 cents. That would be a conservative estimate. I'm just DCing arrow and render now. All right. Carrot price prediction by the end of the year. Sui and Ondo price predictions, I don't know. Man, you guys asked me for price predictions by the end of the year, and I pull up a chart, and the chart looks like a disaster. I don't know, man. Will this even participate in a bull run? It probably will, but I'd be excited with a move up to 30 cents. I'd be excited with a move up to its September 2024 bottom, which is a 4x from where it is right now. That's insane. Oh, gosh. Ski's price targets are much more bullish. We've talked about that a ton. Sui and Ondo. All right, so Ondo, I don't know. I mean, I made a video in early 2024 giving a $3.71 price prediction for Ondo. Maybe it'll get there. Sui 345 right now. I hold a big bag of Sui, FYI. So I'll say new all-time high. How about a 1.618 retrace? That's wait, is that? I don't know if this fib chart, if I should be going off of it, honestly. But I was going to say like 841, something like that. At this point, I just want to break down. Do you mean break even, Izzy? A lot of people are of that mindset. And, you know, I'll believe it when I see it. Because a lot of people, this has happened to me before. I've gotten to a point where I've broken even. And then, for some reason, the market, like, that's all that it gives me. I don't know why. This happens, like, most of the time. Where I'll be down on a position, I get up to break even, and I'm like, all right, cool, finally, let's pump. And then that was my opportunity to exit, and I didn't exit. Do you see August being better this year than last year? I mean, all right, Creed and Bentley, yes. And on one hand, yes, but like we already had something kind of similar to August of last year. So August of last year, August 5th was the bottom, and so you're asking if I think August this year is going to be better. For me, August was a phenomenal month because like I was begging you guys to buy altcoins in August. I made 3 videos begging you to buy altcoins. And so for me, I have fond memories of August of 2024. And so but we had that moment of incredible fear in early August of 2024. So now I'm like, all right, I don't think we're going to have a moment like that. I think we already had what was somewhat comparable to that moment which was like, all right, bad unemployment report, August 1st, same deal, just like August of 2024. The market doesn't react well to that unemployment report. But then, you know, we didn't bottom on Monday of this year. We bottomed on like Saturday or Sunday. So anyway, your pessimism is refreshing. Oh, I can dish it out. Thank you, Tom. I'm pessimistic. Yeah, that happens a lot. Yeah. I'm just like, what's the deal with my pessimism? I'm trying to balance out myself, like the rest of the crypto, my peers, you know. I think they're insane. I think they're not actually, no, they're either insane or stupid. One of the two, or maybe they're both. They just have been assuming this entire time that it was going to be the way it's always been. And it like, even if we have a blow off top in the fourth quarter of 2025, this has already proven itself to be a much different market. Like the real bull run, guys, listen to this. Okay. In 2021, the real bull run had already happened before Bitcoin got up to $69,000 or $64,900 in April of 2021. There were people who made insane amounts of money by the time, like while retail was asleep. Cardano went down to 2 cents in the bear market. It got up to $1 before anyone cared about Cardano. Like people bought in the bear market and they made a 50x, and then the masses came flooding in and we're talking about these crypto. Oh man, I'm going to make so much money. And no, you are like, everyone already made money. Like the people who were already in crypto made a ton of money. And so this time around, we had 2023, 2024, and people had that same mindset of like, oh man, I'm going to make so much money. And if this was like 2021 and 2020, you would have. But I think most of you watching this live stream, you're down big. So, hey, what's up, Bull? So I don't care if we have a blow off top. Those same people who've been saying that 2025 was going to be this life-changing year for you, they're going to be running victory laps. And no, they've already been proven wrong. Anyway, Theta is dead. It can pump, but Theta is dead. It can have a dead cat bounce. They try to rebrand into this what is it? A deep in crypto, trying to grab the hot narrative. Theta's dead. I'm up 13%. Yeah, and you know what? I mean, I'm happy for you, Alan, that you're up 13%. But you know, if this was 2021, you'd be up like 1,300%. That's probably too much. Happened to me in December. Yeah, Izzy. Yep. I'm in profits in Jasmine and Render, thinking about selling and buying Pudgy, or should I just hold? Julian, I don't like answering questions like that. Should I sell this for this? You know, people were asking before XRP pumped really hard in November, should I sell my XRP and buy something else? And I said no, and you know, but like I understood because it was boring people to death. I think if you want some exposure to Pudgy Penguins, I'm very bullish on it. Sure, sell something, but don't sell all of it. Thank you, Sim, for the follow. Moodang, I'm still bullish on Moodang. I think it's going to do well at some point. Thoughts on Jasmine? I like Jasmine. I like it a lot. I like trading Jasmine. Right now, it's at a good entry. So that's all I'll say about Jasmine. Do you honestly see a rate cut in September, being everything is so uncertain with the tariffs? Yes. I don't care about anything else other than I go to the CME FedWatch tool and I look at the likelihood. And right now there's a 93.2% chance, according to the CME FedWatch tool, that they are going to cut rates in September. So I eliminate everything else from my mind. And I just look at the tool, which has never been wrong. I've never seen the CME FedWatch tool in more than 4 years of monitoring this thing. I've never seen it be wrong. Not for like the upcoming meeting, especially 93.2%. So, and the Fed has an incentive to cut rates in September because that jobs report was terrifying. Not terrifying, it was really bad. And then the revisions that they had from the previous jobs reports, oh my goodness, that was really bad. I'm just surprised you aren't bullish with the rate cuts that we know are coming. I'm bullish, Tom. I'm just not as bullish as everyone else. Do you believe this whole bull run is going to end in December and not run up to 2026? I am agnostic with that. I could see us going into 2026. I just know that so many people have their hearts set on the end of 2025. Could it be a self-fulfilling prophecy? Litecoin. So Litecoin, in my opinion, Litecoin is one of the most bullish charts right now. That's one that I think is definitely worth holding on to. Now, it did get rejected at the 236 retrace. It's fine. I like Litecoin a lot. And could it do that same thing that it always does? Which you see Litecoin pump hard, it's over. You see it get up over $300, sell everything. So Bluezell, I already looked at Bluezell. It looks like a disaster. Thinking of selling my AMP, not sure. I think you should sell your AMP. AMP's dead. Now, again, could it do a dead cat bounce? Sure. But what are the major signals that the bull run is over and to take profits? There's lots. There's lots of signals. I'll give you more psychological ones over technical ones. I think the psychological signals work better than the technical ones. They're more reliable. So I'm not exaggerating when I say this. You see 1,000 people in this live stream sell all of your crypto. So there's one. I've seen this happen on three different occasions, and it doesn't matter how many followers I have. 1,000 people in this live stream, you hit the sell button. Number two, Coinbase. If you see Coinbase as the number one app in the App Store, or one of the top 10. If you see it in the top 10, be very hesitant. If you see it number one, be very careful. It's time to exit. And then what was another one? Oh, I talked about Litecoin and Ethereum Classic pumping really hard. So do you think this will be a buy the rumor, sell the news event? What will? And Litecoin at $300, yes. Goran, Emrod, Terrence, thank you for the follow. Coinbase crashing a few times in a few weeks. Yep. At this point, as I see gains, I'm just taking them now. That's what you got to do. Oh, the rate cut. No, I don't think it's going to be a sell the news event. Just got me some Spell. You got some Spell? I haven't looked at Spell in a long time. Okay, I hope it works for you. BCB thinks we pump in August and it's over, but if rate cuts happen in September, wouldn't that lead to a rally? That would lead to a rally in the stock market. Crypto is much less predictable. Where did BCB say that? Watch his videos. He talks about it in every video. What is the argument that we wouldn't run up all 2026? Honestly, can't think of one. I agree it'll be 7 trillion market cap top, but that's so much money for the top 200 coins that it's hard not to see most 5x min. What is the argument? All right, so the argument is just based on past history. Everyone's basing it on past history, but I'm much more open to 2026, that we would still run in 2026. Like every fourth year, every year after the halving, crypto has this big pump, so... Was Coinbase number one in January this year before crypto dumped? It was not. So that's why I said like top 10. Be cautious at top 10, because in March of 2024 and in December of 2024, I think it got to the top 10 both times. But in November of 2021, May of 2021, April, May of 2021, one of those two. In December of 2017, Coinbase was the #1 app in the App Store. So we have that history. Is it worth holding on to Algorand? I would hold on to Algorand. Selling it for XLM or HY, I think they're all going to do very similar things. Thank you, C. Jones, for the follow. All right, guys, I got to be done. Filecoin's trash. Don't buy Filecoin. I got to be done. Sorry, guys. Do yourself a favor. Hit the follow on this channel. Like NYC2 Seal and Adam, be smart like them. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, World War Bitcoin. And then I'll get to you, Bull, in a second here. So have a good one. I'll see you next time. I was reading that past days, the XMR attack from its biggest mining pool to take over the network. Interesting readings, and what's most interesting is XMR kept its price cool. Huh. I didn't know anything about this XMR attack. That's not a good looking chart. Yikes. But Monero kind of does its own thing, you know? It'll pump when everything else looks really bad. It'll dump when everything else is pumping. And that's something I like about XMR. So next live, I'll be live. Members live stream tomorrow, public access. So, all right, guys, have a good one.